Hi, this is Andy from Orbit Media, and I want to show you how visuals in marketing are going to help you get everything that you want. So many of the most important outcomes in marketing are contingent upon the images, the visuals that we use, including engagement on articles, play rates of YouTube videos, engagement in social media has a lot to do with images, open rates in email marketing, surprise, this one surprised me, email marketing open rates, and search rankings. Even search rankings are affected by images. Let's jump right in. For starters, images have everything to do with the engagement on a piece of content, on an article. Here's an example. This is an article I did about marketing videos. And as you scroll down in this article, there's going to be a diagram or an image. And when that image disappears, we go past that point. I'm going to show you another image and another image. Basically, bottom line, I'm making sure that there's something of visual interest at every scroll depth. It's not sufficient to have one good picture. Now we want a good picture at every scroll depth. So literally, no matter how far down you go in this piece of content, I'm going to be holding your attention because I'm using lots and lots of visuals. Makes a big difference. If you'd like to prove it to yourself, you can install a tool such as Hotjar that will give you scroll heat maps and just test it. You'll see like the engagement rate, like the percentage of people who continue to scroll has a lot to do with whether or not there's something of visual interest, right? Is it helping the scan reader keep flowing through this content? Very important. Google knows that images keep visitors engaged, and if you compare Google search results pages across over the years, I'm searching for modern wedding dresses in 2019 and then searching for it again in the year 2022. Yes, we collect screenshots, Google search results. You'll see a ridiculous increase in the number of images on a Google search results page, where it used to be 12, now it's 54. Looks like a bridal magazine. Why would Google do this? Engagement. They know very well. Another way is to add videos. If you've got a successful post and you put a video at the top of it, it's going to do amazing things for the engagement on that. If you'd set up event tracking and track the play rate on that video and then create a segment in Google Analytics to view separately, people who watch and don't watch, you will quickly find that those visitors who watch, although they may not be the majority, are less likely to leave after seeing just one page, are more likely to spend more time on each page, and have a greater chance of taking action. In this case, subscribing to the newsletter, 350% increase in the percentage of visitors who subscribe. Wow, just by adding a video. Very, very powerful. Speaking of video, let's move on. I'm going to show you how images can drive engagement on videos themselves. The thumbnail, I'm talking about the thumbnail, uploaded to YouTube, custom thumbnails. The ideal thumbnails seem to be those that have both a face, which captures attention, and a headline embedded into the image that's going to give people a reason to click. In other words, I want you to see this, and I want you to have a reason to take action. So I made this one. I thought it was a good one until I looked at the competition and realized that Brian Dean and Neil Patel are doing a better job through contrasting colors, through engagement. But they are still using the face and the headline. So from just no face and just a few words, not very effective. The middle example here, yes, it's got a face, but it's sort of a little bit small and the text is too small. The one on the right, you can imagine that'd be more effective, right? More engaging. It's got a reason. It's telling you the level of knowledge. It's got a, kind of looks friendly, clickable. So being close to the image, I would say it's helpful. You sort of don't shoot the picture until you can see the whites in your eyes. In other words, you want to be that close to the frame where you can feel a personal connection. The elements of a high click-through rate thumbnail image is it's simple because it's going to be very small in some contexts. It's got a headline, it gives a reason to click. It's got a face to capture that attention, and bright or contrasting colors. It might look a little weird when you get to your YouTube videos page and it's showing all of them all at once, but most people don't see it in this context anyway, not a big deal. But you can see the idea here. It's very obvious what we're doing. Moving right along, videos that drive social engagement. I'm going to make the case that it's worth it to upgrade your setup because having a better camera, maybe something that connects to like a DSLR camera that connects through a cam link, getting a good light, acoustical tiles, sounds good. You got a microphone like this one right here, and using some basic video editing software. I'm using Camtasia. Makes a big difference to upgrade. Look at the before. It's just my laptop camera with no light, and the after. DSLR, I'm using a Sony camera and I've got a cam link. The cam link is what connects to the computer from the camera through the HDMI port to tell the computer that that feed is in fact a webcam. It allows you to turn a normal DSLR camera into a webcam. Now I'm going to make a social media post that uses this First, I'm going to make sure that it's got a headline with strong benefits, reasons to click. This is my social post checklist. Numbers, sounds scannable, easy to consume. Hashtags, help it get discovered. Line breaks, kind of keep it from being a big blocky paragraph. Mentions of other people who are involved in the creation of that content. Make sure to use contributor quotes, gives you a reason to mention other people when you share it on social. The video plus captions. Captions are really important because you're trying to make a thumb stopper where the person slows down because they can get value by looking just at the video, even if sound is off. Sound will be off for most of the people who see this in their streams. And then finally, the link to view the post. In other words, I'm suggesting making a 1-minute commercial for that piece of content that you created. And if you add the campaign tracking code to the link, you're going to get data in your campaign report attributing all the conversions and traffic to that actual specific social media post. Not strange to see a single social media post with hundreds of clicks and even actual conversions that you can measure from that. Bottom line, the best content doesn't win. It's the best promoted content that wins. It's our job to promote this content, and nothing better than on social media than an actual video of you giving a reason to watch or to consume this content. Moving right along, I'm going to show you now how videos can actually drive email engagement, even before the email gets opened. Here's an email that we sent. It's called Steal My Content Marketing Template. Yes, if you put an image into the email, it's in the creative, it's an HTML-based email, and now they can see at a glance a preview of what's in the article. It's going to make the email itself more engaging. But the subject line can also indicate that the thing's engaging. These are subject lines that we've from emails that we've sent, and I want to highlight for you something different about these subject lines. They all use image words. Image words. Pictures, flowcharts, charts, diagrams. These are words that indicate that if they were to open this email, they're going to find something that's visual. Do these correlate with high open rates? Yes, they do. They do. Wow, it surprised me myself when I saw this. So similar to the way that numbers indicate that the content is scannable, increasing open and click-through rates, image words can indicate that the content is easily consumed. It's like, oh wow, this is going to be a bunch of diagrams, or an image, or a flow chart, or an infographic, or whatever it might be. It kind of indicates to the visitor that they're not going to have to work so hard to consume it. This is a screenshot of our analytics showing 1 year of email marketing campaigns, and below it, a screenshot showing the previous year of email marketing campaigns. The two winners, both those years, were subject line emails that had an image word in the subject line. So I'm seeing a correlation. Test it for yourself. Moving right along, I'm going to suggest now that videos can actually increase search rankings. One obvious way is that if you publish videos, that those videos themselves have a chance of ranking. It's very much the case that Google search results are now much more engaging than they once were, and so therefore there's lots of videos and other things appearing in there, which sort of decreases the click-through rate on normal web pages that rank. And if that's the case, if there's videos in there, you've got to play that game as well, right? The upside is saying, well, now you get 2 bites at the apple. You've got a chance of actually getting your video itself to rank as well as the web page on which that video lives. Images also have a way of keeping the visitor engaged on that content. Content that's very visual can increase dwell time. In other words, the visitor who comes from Google and lands on that page is more likely to hang out for a half a minute longer than if they hit the back button. Google saw that they were there for longer. That can increase dwell time. Dwell time is a user interaction signal that Google can use to decide if the content is high quality. So I definitely recommend creating highly visual content just so that visitors who come from search tend to stay on the article for longer because Google knows how long they've stayed. Also, videos can attract links. Links are an important part of the Google search ranking algorithm, and diagrams. Here's a diagram of what I was explaining a minute ago. The social post checklist are the kind of things people link to all the time. Why follow other people on social media? Well, the reason why people follow each other and the reason why marketers think people follow each other is very different. This is almost like newsworthy. Like you can imagine how a journalist or a blogger would pick this up and talk about it. I could describe in text that your finger's 60 pixels wide, or I could make a diagram for it. People use this diagram. This diagram is helpful in other people's content. They're likely to use it in theirs and then reference and cite and link back to yours. And obviously infographics. It's a super common SEO strategy is to do research, put that research into a visual, combine that with outreach to journalists and bloggers to see if they'd like to publish that visual on their site. Also, if you ever get the chance to contribute to content on someone else's website, in your contribution, put an image. Put an image into your contribution because then that image is going to have, the editors will leave in the image source link. I'm describing image source link building. If you ever contribute to a roundup or you're part of a post or interviewed for something or contributing in a quote to something like you've hopefully include others in your content, include an image in that, and then there'll be an image source link underneath it. They're very likely to leave that in. Literally hundreds of websites have linked to, there's hundreds of links to our website with the text image source in the text of the link as the anchor text. I'm describing a way to drive links back to your own site by including images in your contributions to other sites. Fifth and final point, visuals can improve conversion rates. How? They're always at the top of the visual hierarchy. Here's an example of a website. Is this company credible? Yes, they are. The NASA logo jumps off the page. And is the product any good? Well, yes, that diagram at the top of this shows exactly the value of this product. That is the point. It's a solar simulator, and this diagram shows the spectral profile of light from their product compared to the sun, and it's maps perfectly. Like any scientist who sees this and is looking for that knows this is an excellent option. And then down below there's a content offer, and that has a diagram in it. So again, suggesting easily consumable content. You can imagine just how well that would work. Also, the testimonial, the video testimonial, super powerful, super engaging. There's the tone of voice and body language. There's nothing more powerful on a web page than a video testimonial. It's at the top of the visual hierarchy. The messenger is the audience themselves, and it can answer a question, an important question to that potential prospect. Also, we found that when you put a face near a call to action, that improves the visual prominence of that part of the page, guiding the eye toward that part of the page can improve engagement. And it shows implicitly like who I might talk to. Look, what's your strategy? Discuss your site with Sarah. Look, there's Sarah. So the visitor is already feeling like they're having a conversation with that person at that company before they even fill out the contact form. And sometimes when they do fill out the contact form, we get leads that have said like, "Hi, Sarah. Wow, this person feels like they're very engaged with the." That's engagement. That's conversion. That's trust. That's the goal of a lead gen site, is to start a conversation. Without a face, it doesn't feel like you're starting a conversation. Why do you have a big faceless website? Why don't you be more human? Weirdly, big companies always try to look small, and small companies always try to look big. Really, everyone should just try to look more human. How do you do that? Faces, images, support, conversion goals. Super fun. Hope you enjoyed that. Lots of stuff we covered in a very short time. There's a link below in the description if you're on YouTube to get to the article that breaks this down in detail. And if you're in the article, and you'll find all the resources here. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. If you know anyone else who struggles to achieve any of the metrics related in this piece, feel free to share this with them. We'd be grateful. And as always, don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to get the next one just as soon as it comes out. Again, Andy from Orbit Media. See you next time.